So let's try and understand what exactly came out from this very crucial bilateral meet. There were some key decisions that were announced by China and also by India. Firstly, China said that they want peaceful borders and they want to recommit to calm and fair resolution of any disputes that might be arising. We know that the line of actual control has been something where we've seen India and China facing off, but in the last few months we've also seen special representatives meeting and then working on resolution of these issues. Also, China said, we want to be partners, not rivals. Differences must not mean that they become disputes. This is extremely important because if the two large economies come together and work as partners, this is going to make a huge impact on the global economy. Also, stable ties equal stronger Asia. Well, this is plain to see. If the number 2 economy of the world and number 4 economy of the world have stronger ties, that means Asia is going to be strong. Not just growth will be seen, also there will be a multipolar world where there will be no one big boss, no one big country calling itself superpower and telling everyone else what to do. Also important, strategic autonomy. This is important because both the countries say they do not want any third-party influence. Which is that third party? Could it possibly be US, which has been at loggerheads with China as far as trade has been concerned, but surprisingly, even more with India putting penalties on us for buying Russian energy. Also, Xi Jinping has been invited to the BRICS Summit 2026 and she has accepted and also pledged support for that event, which is important because BRICS is something that India has really focused on, and it is also something that particularly incenses Trump. And Trump hates the de-dollarization, which is one of the focuses of BRICS. Now let's talk about what are the action points of this bilateral meet. Well, there is going to be support for the boundary talks via special representatives. So the problems that we had seen in Eastern Ladakh, the line of actual control where we had seen the two countries and their troops coming at loggerheads, talks have been happening and special representatives have been meeting and talking, and now they're saying they're going to give more support and focus more on that. Boost of people-to-people ties, very important. There are cultural ties, there are religious ties as well, and now China is saying that the flights that were suspended in 2020 between India and China, straight flights, direct flights, they will be resumed. Visas, tourist visas for the Chinese nationals, that will be resumed. And Kailash Yatra, which is extremely important for us Indians, had already been resumed. So cultural ties and people-to-people ties are also in focus. Also in focus is trade. Why? Trade is extremely important for global economy and the regional economy. And now these two regional giants are saying that we are going to expand our ties and also, importantly for India, cut the deficit. The deficit that is present, India imports more. We always say the cheap Chinese goods that are dumped into India, imported by India, we buy that. So India now wants to focus on cutting that deficit, export more to China, find a market there, and also wider cooperation. Where, importantly, terror, trade, global issues. Terror is something that Prime Minister Modi picked up today in the bilateral conversation, and it is important for us because as and when India raises the issue of terrorism in this region, sometimes and many a times we have seen China counters it, helps Pakistan as well. So that's why terror needed to be brought onto the table. Now, SCO BRICS support is also extremely important as these are two regional summits and talks where both these countries are present. These two global powerhouses in terms of economy and military, they are present over there, and this is what we are seeing, that India and China are backing these summits. Now, Prime Minister Modi spoke with Chinese leader Xi as well. Pardon me. He is the man who is the leader of the Communist Party and he sought his support. So remember, the Communist Party is the backbone of China and it's important that you get support from there as well.